Hello, my name is Bev Bryant and I'm a naturalist at the Ware Nature Center. Welcome to Protecting Yourself from Summer Supervillains, Taking on Ticks, a series of educational videos created through a partnership between the Ware Nature Center and the Village of Greendale Health Department. In episode 4 of our Taking on Ticks series, we are going to learn how ticks fit into nature's web of life, why their numbers are increasing, and the role that mice and deer populations play in tick abundance and the spread of tick-borne diseases. If you've ever had a close encounter with a tick, you have probably found yourself thinking, why do ticks even need to exist? What good do they do in the world anyway? When people ask me this sort of question about nature, I always think of something Aldo Leopold wrote in the Sand County Almanac. The last word in ignorance is the man who says of an animal or a plant, what good is it? If the land mechanism as a whole is good, then every part is good, whether we understand it or not. If the biota, in the course of eons, has built something we like but do not understand, then who but a fool would discard seemingly useless parts? To keep every cog and wheel is the first precaution of intelligent tinkering. In other words, ticks, like every other living thing, have a role to play in nature. Ticks are a food source for many animals and in turn act as a kind of population control on others. Take a look at this simple food chain, for instance. Here in Wisconsin, opossums and wild turkeys consume significant numbers of ticks. Possums are said to eat up to 5,000 ticks in a year. Turkeys and their domesticated cousins, the chicken, feed on ticks as well. While neither of these tick predators act as a control on tick populations, they highlight that ticks' role in nature's web of life. Opossums are lunch for great horned owls, and turkeys are fed on by coyotes. So many species depend on ticks for their survival. For perspective, there are 17 species of ticks in Wisconsin, but only 3 that bite humans. Of those, only 1, the black-legged or deer tick, pose a high risk for transmission of disease. So that's the good news. The bad news is that deer tick numbers are going up, and the species has expanded its range in Wisconsin significantly. A 2019 survey of deer ticks found them present in every county in Wisconsin. If you are in or near a wooded area anywhere in Wisconsin, it is possible for you to encounter deer ticks. This includes bike trails, parks, and even our own yards. The same survey tested deer tick nymphs for the presence of the Borrelia bacteria that causes Lyme disease. The numbers here represent the percent of nymphs that were positive for having the bacteria. Waukesha County had the second highest percent of infected ticks in 2019 at 26%. This is not just a Northwoods issue. So if you feel like you're noticing more ticks than in the past, you are correct. There's certainly more deer ticks and in more places than there were even 10 years ago. Unfortunately, we are also seeing a dramatic increase in the incidence of Lyme disease. In this chart, you can see the increase from 1990 up to 2018. The dark blue represents confirmed cases of Lyme disease and the teal probable cases. There was a change in how the disease surveillance methods were used in 2012. So the green represents estimated cases in the years after that. But you can see there's been a steady increase, and especially since 2008, almost a doubling since 2006 of the incidence of Lyme disease in Wisconsin. Is climate change playing a role in this increase in Lyme disease? The answer is yes, at least in an indirect way. Our shorter winters and milder temperatures mean higher winter survival for ticks and disease harboring vectors like mice and deer. Remember, the deer tick by itself does not cause Lyme disease. The tick acts as a vector that passes the Lyme disease bacteria to humans when they bite us. The larval or nymph stage ticks primarily acquire the bacteria by feeding on rodents, especially the white-footed mouse, that have the bacteria in their bloodstream. Adult ticks prefer to feed on large mammals such as white-tailed deer. So the presence of populations of white-footed mice and white-tailed deer, known as disease reservoirs, play a big role in the spread of Lyme disease to humans. The white-footed mouse is native to the woodlands throughout the United States east of the Rocky Mountains. They are wild rodents that occur mostly in natural areas near trees, but they will come inside our homes and buildings, especially in the fall and winter. In some areas, up to 90% of tested white-footed mice were found to have the Borrelia bacteria in their bodies. Their white belly and their white color underneath their tail make it easy to tell them apart from the house mouse, which does not commonly harbor Lyme disease. So there's your house mouse. White-tailed deer are beautiful animals and popular sight at Ware Nature Center and around the Milwaukee County parks, but they also play a role in the spread of Lyme disease. It is simple. The more deer in an area, the more Lyme disease is found. Both white-footed mice and deer can bring the disease-carrying ticks into our urban and suburban neighborhoods. Like most everything in life, the key to keeping Lyme disease transmission down is balance. As populations of rodents and deer increase, the deer ticks will have more chance of getting blood meals and successfully making more baby ticks. They also have a greater chance of ingesting the Lyme disease bacteria. And when the mice and deer live near humans, there is a greater chance of the infected ticks feeding on us. Some population increases are natural. For instance, oak trees produce more acorns every few years. More acorns mean more mice for the next year, and then we see an upswing in ticks in the following year. Tick populations will also increase when we see a decrease in natural predators of mice and deer. It's important to protect predators such as snakes, hawks, owls, fox, and coyotes, so they can do their jobs of controlling the populations of the animals that harbor Lyme disease. It is very difficult to control ticks in the environment, especially without killing non-target beneficial insects. New tick control methods are focusing on ways to prevent mice from ever getting infected with the Lyme disease bacteria. One method involves a bait that mice ingest that protects them from the tick bite, much like the pills you give your pets to prevent them from getting ticks and fleas. Another method makes use of the white-footed mouse's nesting habits. Mice will gather any soft material to line their nest. This method uses inviting nesting materials treated with permethrin, an insecticide that kills ticks. Mice take the treated material back to their nest, and the material will kill any ticks within their burrow. Since deer ticks often overwinter in mice nests, it can be an effective way to reduce tick numbers in a small area. While the medicated ticks vaccination bait must be applied by professional exterminators, homeowners can purchase tick tubes or like products at hardware stores. You can even make your own DIY ones from toilet paper tubes, dryer lint, and permethrin. There's more information on these products in our Taking on Ticks resource list. Taking steps to reduce tick numbers in your own yard is a great way to protect you and your family from Lyme disease while at home. But when you head out to nature to hike, birdwatch, hunt, fish, or just hang out, it's important to be prepared for ticks. In episode 5, we cover how to dress to protect yourself from tick bites. Keep watching. Thanks.